have to register to be covered under Oprah, or is that something that if you're a public entity, you're automatically covered under Oprah? Because I heard you mention about the different public entities being covered under Oprah, and they try to get one in Union County.
A public entity does not have to register with anyone to be subject to Oprah. Most public entities will simply acknowledge or know that they're subject to Oprah. There is a gray area on the fringes. I've been litigating against fire departments for 2 years now, where you have volunteer fire companies who have been saying they're not subject to Oprah, and we're saying they are, and so far the courts have held that they are. I know Tina and I, we were on the Fringe, the Union County Association, Union County Performing Arts Center. We wanted the Arts Center to be subject to Oprah because the county owned the building and the county paid for everything and the county dumped lots of money in it, but the judge didn't agree with us. But that's sort of on the very edge of the gray area.
Because most people may not know, so if you ask an organization or an entity that you want, you ask them to open some records, and they may not even know. So I was just wondering if that's
well, that's a good point. And charter schools, I know a couple of years ago there were some charter schools that were acting like they weren't subject to Oprah, but charter schools are subject to Oprah. You would not necessarily think of it. You think of a charter school as a private school, but guess what? Where does this money come from? It comes from the tax. That's right. It comes from the taxpayers. So if you've got an institution where all its money is coming from the taxpayers, and the state sort of authorized its creation, one of my biggest cases from, I was going to say last year, but I settled it just at the beginning of this year, was against a charter school. It came out of Oprah request made to a charter school. So yes, that's very astute. There will be like those small entities that don't realize they're subject to Oprah until someone makes an Oprah request. And they'll be like, what's this? And then maybe some folks will fight it. Business improvement districts. For a while, they didn't think or didn't understand that they were subject to Oprah. But business improvement districts, they're usually founded, the township passes an ordinance creating the district, they put it to a vote, and a special tax is created to fund the business improvement district. So all their money comes from taxpayers. So the special improvement districts, the SIDS or the BIDs, they're subject to Oprah. And there had to be 2 cases on that in the last 2 years. And there's sort of no ambiguity. The courts held that the improvement districts are subject to Oprah. There's a lot of stuff like that. There's when it comes to higher education, like for example, I know that Rutgers has a nonprofit fundraising arm. It's called the Rutgers Foundation. Is that subject to Oprah? I don't know. Maybe. What you would have to do is you go online, you buy their copies of their incorporating papers, which are public, and hopefully you get their bylaws. Sometimes you can get them, sometimes you can't. You see who controls them. It would surprise me if Rutgers didn't maintain some level of control over the Rutgers Foundation, because you don't want the Rutgers Foundation going off the reservation, because it sounds like it's part of Rutgers. Are they subject to Oprah? That's a request I've always wanted to make, but
So you brought up bylaws, and it's weird because I just started a nonprofit, but the New Jersey, the state said that they don't keep the bylaws with the articles of incorporation. Like they don't take them or accept them at all. So that would be something that you might want to Oprah if you were trying to Oprah documents from a nonprofit organization. You might want to say that you want to Oprah the bylaws for this particular organization.
Well, that's right. If you have a nonprofit that's subject to Oprah, you get their bylaws, and you're right. When it comes to companies, for LLCs and nonprofits, the original incorporating document will be with the Secretary of State, but the bylaws won't. For corporations, I believe their bylaws will, but not for the. That's one of the reasons why some people prefer LLCs, because the incorporating document for an LLC might be 1 or 2 pages long. It doesn't have any information, and the meat would be in an operating agreement for an LLC. And that, you're right, they wouldn't have that. But you would make an Oprah request. In fact, in my fire company, one of my fire company cases, we wanted the Constitution and the bylaws of the fire company, which of course they're still fighting, so we haven't done it yet.